Let me not do that, yo. Let me not do that. I'm putting this down. Community
My
Coalition
God,
show.
struggling.
Man, it's the struggle. What homegirl say? Tell me your struggle. Yeah, I can tell you a bunch of struggles right now, man. But it's Community Coalition show. We here.
Yes. What's good, gang, gang?
K Wilson, David 2K, Yendi in the house. What up, y'all?
What's good?
Hello.
What up? Let's chop it on a good voice. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Hello. All right.
Hello.
Oh gosh. Let
Let me stop. Through all the madness, though, and through all the struggle, I am excited. We are back.
Absolutely.
This is the 3-year anniversary of this show.
Hey.
This is crazy.
Let's get it.
Clapping it up. Clapping it up.
Happy
So,
anniversary, you guys.
thank you. I know you part of this too, though.
Hey.
You know?
You're part
Yeah,
of
but I
this.
just came in.
I know.
I
Hey,
just
it don't
walked
matter.
in. This
You're
ain't
here.
this ain't Destiny's Child. Like Michelle had the audacity to walk up on stage and accept a trophy, an award. Like you wasn't down with us since day one.
You weren't shooting with me at the gym.
No, but you was. You've been a guest on the show.
Yes.
You coming on part of the show now. So no, yep. you in this too. It's fam.
Right.
I've always looked at that. Even within the last 2 years, I've always tried to be reflective and think about like all the people who've been guests, all the stuff we talked about. And so no, you are definitely a part of this as much as we are,
Absolutely.
And so
of the show.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
And appreciate you, Yendi.
Thanks.
Always.
So this is year 3. We are
123. Well, with this one, 123.
This is 23, right? Yeah, this is 123 shows. I don't know. I'm not as emotional as I was last year. I don't know why.
Year?
Yeah, last year I was mad emotional. Like
I think you know what? Didn't we do that one in person?
Did we? No, that was pandemic. That was pandemic still.
Really? Dang.
Remember? So is that the one we did like an IG live? We did a bunch of different things.
We did.
It was mad excited, but it seemed like yesterday.
Yeah.
It's been a year since that. So it's been crazy. Like, but I don't know. I had to think about it for a second, especially when I was driving home and I'm like, yo, 3 years, like pretty much every Monday, just about every Monday.
Yeah. For
the past 3 years, this is what we've been doing. Like, that's routine. That's consistency. I'm proud of that. I'm proud, and then just proud of the things we've been talking about and then trying to share and deliver with everyone.
Absolutely.
So I had to go back and look. If you go back and look at the list of things we've talked about and the conversations, I'm proud. I'm really proud of what we've done here. I know this show is not for everyone, and I never wanted it to be for everyone.
Right.
This isn't one of those gossipy little shows that talk about all that dumb stuff. Like, I wanted this to be a show that made people think. We laugh, we have fun, but I want you to think. This is where you come for that. If you want to talk about, conversations, stuff that's happening with the Black community,
right? The
stuff that people don't really talk about. This is what I wanted that to be.
But like in that same vein, like it's like it's nothing to laugh at, but like we know. I think about it in like a sense of, and I hate to bring this up, but I think about it in a sense of Dave Chappelle, the way he structures his comedy specials.
Yeah,
he's able to make it informative and at the same and funny at the same time, and I think we are able to do that.
Yeah, I think so. Without like planning it to be comedy, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's this reflection of us.
Yeah.
So this is like to me, it's like the conversation we have. This is the conversation I have in real life. And we just put them on the show. So if you think it's just, we get ignorant sometimes. Yes, we get ignorant because I be ignorant sometimes too. Y'all be ignorant too. Like,
absolutely.
I know I do.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? We did, So it's just a matter, for me, it's just a matter of like, we have to have these conversations. Sometimes these things need to be said. And I know sometimes it's hard for other people to say it. And we've never had a problem doing that,
Right.
So I'm just proud of that, y'all. I'm proud to keep it going. I don't know how long we're gonna keep doing this, but we just keep doing it,
Hey man, keep going till the wheels fall off.
I was just about to say that. You do it until Yeah,
Yeah,
forever.
tell
Right.
It's like a
somebody.
long-term relationship.
Right.
You in it forever.
Right. We the mob.
Until the government comes snatches us up before we said something real crazy. You know.
Hey man, this might be problematic a little bit, but I've deleted group chats because we said some stuff that was about the government that like got out.
Oh, if that was the case, I'd have been snatched up. They'd have been came got me. You know,
Right.
whatever. I don't care. Like,
Right.
so my thing is, like I said, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but also you've branded yourself as conspiracy Kenny. So in that, what you say, it could be fact, it could be fiction. Mostly is fact, but you're never gonna know because conspiracy Kenny.
Yeah, and I'm pretty savvy. I do know when to shut up. I do. Trust me. There's some things that just can't be said here. So you know the limits, you know the ledge. You just got to know.
Right.
You know, sometimes I take a step. You know, but no, we ain't completely jumping off that yet. Plus,
Right.
people, even if we did jump off the ledge, people wouldn't be able to handle it.
Right.
That's another thing. All the stuff I
That's
say,
true.
people still be trying to act like I'm be lying or something. Like, so I'm like, you know what?
Right.
Whatever. Y'all ain't ready for that. So when y'all get ready, come holler at me, and then we can have that conversation.
Mhm.
All right.
It's the sky's blue argument.
It is.
Like I could say, oh yeah, the sky blue. Yeah. Someone else gonna say, oh no, it's purple. Someone colorblind is gonna be like, oh no, that's dark blue, or like that's light blue.
And then the rest of the world will try to cancel you just for saying it. That's where
Right.
we are right now.
Crazy.
What's
I
up?
swear that sky blue reference. Every time I bring that up in therapy, my therapist always be trying to shut me down when I use it as an example. It's just like that's a pointless argument. We all know the sky is blue.
Hold on. First of all, your therapist might need to be fired, or their license might need to be revoked because they haven't been on social media. I dare you to go on the internet and be like, oh yeah, the sky is blue, and I ain't taking nothing else as an answer. Your comments will be flooded.
Yes.
There will be death threats. There will be people ready to like have you fired from your job. Like
they really try to come for you. So you know that is a good point. So next time you bring that up, tell her that. Because everybody knows
like, the sky is blue, and I said what I said.
And tell her not on Twitter. The sky is not blue on Twitter.
Right.
It is not on Twitter. Like it is whatever they want it to be on Twitter. Right. So good luck with that, y'all.
Like imagine saying that to a blind person and them being all like, "No, that's not true."
I'm gonna leave it. Okay. I'm gonna leave it. I was going. You know what? Okay. 3 years, y'all. 3 years.
3 years in.
So let's keep it going. We'll come back. You know, like I said, we'll do our reflection at 4. Let's see what it is. You know, but dang, 3, man. It's like I feel like this is one of my babies. You know, it's a lot. So I appreciate you.
It is your baby.
It is. Yeah, it is. We've been, like I said, oh man. And think about, okay, I didn't want to do this, but
go ahead.
I just have to go back. I have to go back to the roots of this show. You know, this show is, I'll be honest, it's different. It's at a different place. Absolutely. Where I started it. And so, yes, I have to say it every year. I have to give acknowledgement to the reason why I started this show. And that was a man named Tyrone Coles. Okay. Right. And I'm going to tell his story, and I'm going to keep telling his story at least every year. So for those who don't know, this show got started from a man I know, a man I knew, a man I actually like spent time around him. I guess, we did things together like in a community standpoint. Mm-hmm. A guy named Tyrone Coles, the most unlikely community hero from the DMV area. And like I said, on the surface, when you saw him, you wouldn't have thought much of him. You would have thought he kind of looked like, most people would call like a crackhead dude in the street, things like that. And he was this all personality, but he didn't look like, when you saw him, you would have judged him. You would have wrote him off, and unfortunately he passed away That was damn, it was 2008, 3 years ago, you know? And when he passed away, I remember his funeral. And the one thing about his funeral, you know, no, again, if you didn't know him, you wouldn't have thought nothing of it.
Right.
But the whole city came out to this man's funeral. And at his funeral, everyone started sharing about the things he did for them and the things he did for the community. Things that no one knew he did. He didn't tell anybody. He just, you know, but I tell you, like from the police department who worked with him and he would go talk to the young boys and squash the beefs and stuff. Mm-hmm. He had more pull. He had more pull in the streets than they did. They looked to him to help stuff. And this wasn't a trained community advocate. He wasn't a mentor. He wasn't a therapist or nothing. He was a dude who knew the streets. And he would go to the kids and be like, yo, y'all need to be doing it. And then think about it. They had to respect him too. Mm-hmm. They would be like, all right, if there was some beef or something, they would listen. They would listen to him. The store owners, the community owners, the business owners, he would look out for them and help them with little things. And they were so appreciative. And I tell you, everyone told these stories. And from a man you wouldn't have thought was a hero in his community. Then people mourned him. They celebrated him. Till this day, 3 years later, there's community initiatives that have continued to go on in honor of him and in his name in Maryland. So the show got started because we wanted to honor his legacy. We wanted to continue to have conversations. We wanted to continue to talk to people and find out who were the Tyrone Coles in our community, who were the people that were doing things. Okay. So the show started off, it was called the Tyrone Coles Community Coalition Show. And so I try to keep that honor. I try to honor him in every show that we do, whether it's having the conversations that he was never afraid to have. He just wasn't. He'd tell you like it is, you know, and people loved him for that. He treated everybody the same. And we've talked to a lot of people that are doing these things in their communities. Right. The unsung heroes, the Tyrone Coles, as I call them. You know, that's what this show has been about. Right. So, you know, I'll be honest, even nights like tonight, I'm tired. I just got home. I am literally drenched. You can't tell. I've been in the rain. It's pouring from a car, from the dry. Like I'm pouring. I'm dry. I need time to change my shirt. Right. And sometimes I don't want to do it. I don't, to be honest. But those things keep it going. You know, like this particular show has always been bigger than us. You know, and so sometimes I have to remind myself of that. I'm not gonna lie, but that's why we do this. That's why I continue to push forward with this. So we're gonna keep it going. I didn't want to do the whole show on that. But I know sometimes we just have to take the time to acknowledge, kind of reflect. So for you all, David, Yendi, thank you. One, for any of our previous guests who've been on the show to help contribute to this. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. And anyone who's ever listened on any platform, who's watched on YouTube, whatever, shared, whatever, thank you. Because again, we're keeping the honor and the memory of Tyrone Coles. We'll continue to push the conversations and enjoy it.
Absolutely.
So
this is a great way to preserve this man's legacy.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep it going.
Right.
So I don't know if y'all have anything to say on that. I just wanted to share that.
I mean, like you brought me, I say this every time, but like you brought me onto this show and I was just like, podcasting would be super dope. Like I've always wanted to be a radio host, but also like I don't have pull in radio like that. But I do know that Kenny has a podcast. So why not try that? And from there, we started having conversations that were not only people weren't having them, but like we think of solutions and we look at the other side of the argument, and we have to understand other people, and we have to really talk to people. And I think this podcast has really helped me think of other people's perspectives, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Thank you. Okay. I know Yin, I know you just came on. I know.
Well, I was actually going to say something, but whatever.
No, go ahead. I'm just
go ahead, please.
Say, I remember when you were talking to me about the idea, and I thought it was dope then, and I still think it's dope now.
Glad you think so. I mean, I guess it's dope you decided to join us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, no.
The topics that you had, I remember I listened to the first episode. I watched it actually on Instagram. I remember. And you know what? That's it. I'm done.
No, I'm listening. No, what?
I always find that your topics are very interesting. So yes, I am glad that you brought me onto your team. Boom.
Happy to have you.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, you know, me and you, we talk about a lot of this stuff anyway. So
we do.
A lot of the topics probably spun from a lot of our conversations, you know? So that's why for me, it was almost like a no-brainer. Right. Like we was pretty much podding anyway, just, you know, doing it unofficially with the conversations we have.
A good convo.
Yeah. Right. So we're just taking that, transforming it, put some structure to it, and delivering it for other people to be able to have and share and grow from those. Yeah. So just like we about to do tonight. So,
absolutely.
So with that being said, had to get that out the way. So 3 years, we're gonna do all that, you know, streamers and all, whatever.
Right.
I don't know. I'll figure out something. We're gonna celebrate somehow, you know. But I do want to have this conversation. It's been, I don't know, it's just been burning. I don't know. I just been feeling some kind of way. But you know, so for those who don't know, actually, one of my homeboys posted on the Men of Stat. No, he posted on his Instagram page. My brother's keeper. So shout out to Miguel. On their page, which is another group, a men's group that really focuses on coming together and things like that. You know, so they posted on their IG. I stole it, put it on Men of Stature's IG, but it was an excellent question. So he posted the question. He said, "Black men, who do y'all vent to?" And so that's why I shared it with y'all. And again, I think this is part of a conversation we've kind of been having, you know, just here and there.
Right.
But I mean, that means a lot to me. But one of the issues I saw, one of the things I saw is as I was reading the comments, I wasn't expecting some. Even from theirs, even, you know, the couple that posted on Men of Stature. Right. I don't know. I was curious, but then I was kind of surprised. Like, this is how we feel.
What did you hear?
So hold on, I'm about to pull it back up. So I mean, we got the traditional ones, you know, therapist, my bro, my wife. Some people said they don't. Themselves, God.
Some of my guy friends said themselves.
Yeah, no one, you know. So those were some, and then hold on, let me go to, and then of course we had to get the random joints, you know.
Well, the random ones say,
you know, mine, like they're my weed.
Oh, I hear that.
Yep. So, but the crazy thing about that is that I be thinking some people be like thinking things through with that. So I'm not mad at that answer.
I have a question. So for men, you guys don't have, like, I know a lot of men are now starting to find themselves. Have men need self-love too? But you guys don't have like a group on like Facebook and stuff where men can gather
So,
to talk about anything and everything.
Well,
so
here's the thing. Like so now, like today, we have Men of Stature where we literally will talk to some brothers about anything and everything.
It's a
But
plug for me.
right. And before that, I probably would have like just kept stuff inside.
well, I think that goes back to the root of some of this stuff, where like the concept of men, well, the concept of men sharing,
right,
is still relatively new.
Yeah.
Or not even that concept, but the concept of it being okay, of it being promoted. Go back to the mental health ties. That's a fairly new concept.
Right.
That goes into how men, especially black men, have been raised over the previous generations.
Right.
Where it was it wasn't a safe environment to open up.
Right.
If
hey, don't talk about that.
Well, I mean, not even that, but if you shared, especially talking about emotions, you were soft, you were a punk, you were weak, and that's not even just to other men.
Right.
Women would do it to us too.
Right.
So we didn't have the environment. We didn't have the space. It wasn't safe. That's what everybody talks about, safe space. I'm like, not even talking about like a real space. That space was never granted to us. It wasn't safe. Yes, it wasn't. So to have an idea of like men coming together, it's a very fairly new concept. And not only is it fairly new, it's not like all the men are just rushing to the floodgates. Oh, now we got a group, we can go now. There's still a lot of hesitation.
Right.
A lot of nervousness, and you kind of looking at each other side eye, and you sharing bits and pieces, you still holding back because it's such a new thing. And I think because it's still new, there's a lot of trauma in that too.
Absolutely.
You know, so and even for something like trying to facilitate some of these things, trying to get these groups going, promoting these groups. And I've seen other brothers, like I said, my brother's keeper and them, there's some other groups going on. So they're starting to spring up. But even just in my communication with them, we're kind of having the same conversations where, you know, some brothers are really pushing forward, but it's taken men to kind of start it and kind of start pulling. We have to show each other, hey, it's okay to do this now. You know, but it is. It's like treading lightly.
Right.
Because I feel like, and I'm always nervous about doing, because I'm like, one slip up, these brothers are going back to what they know.
Right.
So do you think that as a follow-up to that,
do
you think that when they say that who the men talk to, why don't they turn to their partner?
Okay. I don't. Okay. Yeah, I probably shouldn't start this conversation.
I'll start the conversation.
Yeah, speak on it.
Well,
that's what we're here for.
Okay. So I'm single, but so if I'm a single man, but when I was in a relationship, I would vent to my partner. And this didn't happen with that partner, but the problem with venting to a partner is that they might bring it up in a time where like when men vent, it's a very vulnerable, we're in a very vulnerable state. Like we say, we don't talk about this stuff, but when we have someone to talk to about this stuff, we unload. And when that stuff happens, it is very freeing, but also that stuff might be brought up in a very like the time that comes. All right, it'll come back up in a fight.
It'll come back up in a fight. It'll come back up in an argument. It'll come back up in a point where it wasn't perceived the way that it was trying to be delivered. Now let's say it. Let's put it on the table. I think there's a lot that goes into that. I think a couple things. One, understanding is hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to completely bash women in this situation.
Right.
But
I don't want to bash women either.
No, we're not going to bash.
It's not their fault either.
No, but I think one thing that comes with it is sometimes is not lack of understanding, it's lack of trying to understand, the effort to understand. So one, if I'm sharing my experiences, one, that are going to be completely different. I'm a firm believer. Our experiences as a Black man are very different than probably anyone else on the planet.
Right.
We have to deal with stuff that other people just don't have to. They don't have to fathom dealing with. Black women are probably the closest, right?
Yeah.
They have to deal with a lot of this. But even then, there's a lot of stuff, even as a man, that like, I don't think people understand, like, why are you thinking about that stuff? So sometimes perception, and if you don't attempt to understand and ask follow-up questions and dig deeper, you may not get the whole thing. Because again, think about it, man, we're not used to sharing it. So we may not even be relaying and sharing it in a way that it comes in our heads. So from the brain to the mouth, it may be different. May not come out the way we need it to, right? So that's one thing. So I think you got to try to, like, it's almost like trying to figure out a code sometimes. We're trying to give it to you the best we can. But the delivery may not be the greatest. So, if we don't work with us and try to navigate that, some of us, some men are good at that. Some are not.
Yeah.
1, 2, patience with that. It takes a little bit of effort, like I said, but you got to be patient and work through it, But then also too, I think going back to like previous generations, how the perception of men and what a perception of a man is, that may not be true for everybody. Like if you think about, like, especially what a perception of like a woman is, like a man's perception, like what a woman thinks of a man, that goes back to big, strong provider, do everything, but no one talks about his mental health, his mind.
Right.
All these physical attributes, all these things he can provide, all these things he can do, but no one takes the time to give a damn about what he thinks, about how he feels, So when all these things start coming out, it's like, oh, wait, what the hell? But that's probably who he really is.
Right.
And if you don't want to deal with that, if you don't want to take the time to work through that, it's not going to go well. And then, like I said, for us, we're coming back, think previous generations. I know even for me, I'll share for me. When I was a young man, teenager, what did I hear from the older men? Don't be no punk. Don't be no sissy. Don't be no bitch. Yeah. Don't be like crying like a bitch. Don't be like whining and complaining like an old girl.
Right.
Like, suck it up. Get it together. Stop crying. And not just physical crying, whining. Then you've seen us complaining. You've seen us doing sissy stuff. All the terms. Yeah, we're going to say it. Like, that's not that long ago. Like I said, I was still a teen, late teens.
Right.
And that's what the men around me were saying.
Yeah.
So what you supposed to do? Then going back to David's point, okay, let's start getting in relationships. But it wasn't just the men that were saying it too. The women say it too. So when you really start sharing, like I remember I had relationships where I'm sharing like my passions and my dreams and stuff. And like, well, why are you doing that? Why you want to do that? So what does a man do? Okay, I'm going to keep it to me.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all. That's what happens. I'm just going to keep it to me. You know what? So me personally, what I do, my philosophy, I'll tell you what you need to know and you're not going to stop me.
Right.
I don't have time to share it in. You don't want to hear it anyway? I got to keep it moving. And that's what men do.
Yeah.
So we just push on. We push on. Like I said, the concept of therapy, the concept of help, that was you being a punk. That was you couldn't handle your business. You was weak.
Right.
So I think that's more like to where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
So now, over the last maybe decade,
I can't even say, I don't even want to say decade.
yeah,
I want to
no,
say
yeah,
even like maybe the past 5 years.
yeah, where
Like it's become okay to talk about our emotions.
yeah,
And I can't even fully say that because there's still the previous generation that's like, oh, I don't get why all these people, all these men, they so soft now. Like that generation still exists right now.
they still exist. They're still out there. Yes,
Right. And
and
so
it's
if I was to, sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No,
And
no, go ahead.
so if I was to like if I was to go to somebody, not my dad, but like my dad's age, and be like, hey, I'm feeling this way, or I'm not feeling like 100%. It's like what I think what would happen is that, hey, shut up, do what you're told, don't do that, and keep it pushing. Like that's a lot of what I feel like that's a lot of what me and Kenny heard like growing up.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. I'm gonna go there. Ooh, okay. You want me to go deeper?
let's go deeper.
Let's go deeper. Let's go to some current stuff, right?
Wait, I just a quick little. Let me just. Do you feel like if you talk to someone, or what, like a female? Because I know a lot of people have been talking about this too. Do you feel like if you talk to your partner, that they will throw it back in your face? Because some people were saying that they feel like they can't confide in their partner because they feel like in an argument they'll take that and throw it back in their face and make them feel like the bad word. I don't know if you curse on here. I don't know.
Yes, we curse.
Yeah,
we curse.
Well, they'll make them feel like shit. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what that's what that's what you were saying earlier. That yes,
right,
and it has happened.
It's happened.
Even though it may even be like grand scale. Let's think about like small stuff, right? Okay, I'm trying to think of like, okay, like let's say in the past, wake up, like feel sick, feel ill, and just the concept of being sick.
Man up.
Nah, you still come on, you gotta get up, you still got stuff to do. Why can't I lay in the bed and be sick? But when a woman's sick, what happens? You need the medicine, I gotta go get the medicine, I gotta go get that.
I need to be left alone when I'm sick. Don't talk to me.
But exactly, but you get that you get the right to do that.
Absolutely.
A man doesn't get the right to do that.
Right.
Because shit still gotta get done. So
the fact back in.
So let me say that. I'm just gonna lay in bed. And you know what that used to be? That used to be World War III. Just that concept, something like that. Or other little small things. Let's just say, like, it was hard for me to share my likes and interests because I didn't want to get judged because some of the things I like aren't the things that typical Black men like.
Right.
So I didn't even have that space to even. You got a cap on me of where I was going to share with you. And if it got to that point, and if we was cool, and if it went further, maybe I might push you a little bit more. I might give you a little bit more. But I had limits.
Yeah.
Like I said, my choice of music, I couldn't tell you. Some of the things I like to do, I wouldn't tell you. Because I remember the couple times you do it, and they look at you like, what you know about that? Like, you wouldn't have said that to no one else. But as a Black man, I'm just supposed to be stuck with rap music and shit. Like, R&B maybe. I can't listen to, those little things hold a lot back. We didn't talk about the big stuff. I ain't even talk about the big stuff.
Right.
But those little things in a day-to-day conversation, those little things that make it hard for a black man to just want to be able to just fully express himself. Or talking about coming back up in like arguments and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. What's the one? I don't want to hear her mouth. You know, I don't want to hear like now, like, you know, or the arguments come up. And that's what we see those examples. People talk about those things all the time. Right. You know, we think about like, you talk about like, not even just emotional stuff, but you share your life. You know, share your dreams with somebody. And they'll, oh, why you go get a job? You supposed to be doing this and XYZ. Like, this is what I want to do. That's why I used to hear kids all the time. When kids used to go back and tell their parents, you know, I want to be a rapper. The young boys, they tell their parents, like tell people they want to be a rapper.
Right.
Even if you didn't agree, you know, how they would treat them and shoot them down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that was their dream.
Right.
You know,
I want to be president. Oh, I want to be a firefighter. Oh, I want to be a policeman. Like, that's the type of stuff that we like grew up thinking that we could do when we were younger.
Or like, I remember I'm certain households, ain't gonna say no names, but what they say, oh, that's what white people do.
Mm.
You know?
Oh, I was like, what household? Not mine.
No, but it's different because, like I said, as a black man, that you were put in that box.
Right.
So if you said something that was outside that box, nah, you was different. What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't share. Or, you know, or little things. Women, if you're listening, when's the last time you asked your husband or your partner, how was your day?
Mm.
How was your day? He probably listens to your day.
Partner every day.
Yep. And but do you actively listen? And if needed, would you be able to recall some of the things he tells you about his day to day? Do you pay attention?
Yes, I can.
And that's a good thing. But I wonder how many other women could say that.
There are a lot. Well, we can't say, you know, because we don't want to make all women look bad. But
I know.
You know, I admit there are some out there who don't care, come off a bit selfish, but there are a lot of women out there who are paying attention to their men.
And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And support, Absolutely. Show love, like congratulate, you know. Mm-hmm. I said I was gonna go another layer deep. And I think because we talk about like the old head stuff, like the stuff we went through.
Right.
Take a different spin on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most black men, especially, and you can tell me, Dave, because you dating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How much of your worth is now tied to what you can provide?
Mm-hmm.
And not about. So I saw something again. Somebody posted on the.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that.
It kind of goes back to the old Chris Rock saying, you know, like the whole his bit where like a man's only loved, like a man's not loved unconditionally.
Right. But the only things that are conditionally loved are pets.
No, but I mean, but think about this, because I think this is part of the root too. Mm-hmm. I see a lot of stuff on dating. We've even talked about, remember a couple of weeks ago, we had the copy of the bill. Mm-hmm. Spending a lot of money on dates. And it's like, so I saw something on Facebook earlier today, and it was like, if a dude just wanted to go, if the first date was pretty much going to picnic and just talk, mm-hmm. would you accept that? And it was a question to the women.
Hell yeah. I want a picnic now.
And I can tell you are the minority on that.
Right.
Really?
As I'm reading the comments, hell no. He want to be cheap. Save time and all that.
Yep.
So I'm like, damn. That's part of the problem.
Mm-hmm. Picnics are romantic.
And you know why? And why are they romantic? Because they're intimate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's you, that dude, in a basket.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you put some thought into it.
Right.
You know, maybe picked out the good food, picked out the good spot, a nice blanket.
And then what do you have to do? Talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so the one thing that I'm seeing in all of this dating stuff, no one wants to talk. No one really wants to get to know each other. Again, Why is my worth tied to what I can provide? Meaning,
what I can do.
first date, I gotta go ball out. You're impressed by me balling out, but did you get to know me?
I'm impressed by creativity.
But that's the thing. Yeah, but like, so my thing is, even in creativity. So first date, you can do a picnic, but there's a lot of people they was really clowning the picnic. He broke, he cheap, he don't want to do nothing.
It's crazy because I don't really think that having a picnic is cheap. I mean, baskets ain't cheap no more.
I didn't price the picnic baskets. Trust me, them things ain't cheap.
They are not cheap.
A picnic blanket ain't cheap.
If he went above and beyond to cook you a meal, I mean, that meal, buying all the food could cost like $60-$80 with the price of groceries nowadays.
Especially,
I just don't feel like that's being cheap. And cold cuts are not cheap.
But that's the perception. Because it's not about the effort or anything. It's about the optics. We got to go somewhere nice. We got to get dressed up. We got to do all. It's the visual.
Yeah.
None of that is about the person.
I blame social media.
But that's
I do too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, but if you think about that, going back to the man, none of that says that you want to be about me.
Right.
So as a man, what am I going to do? I'm going to give you the optics. I'll show you the visual. I'm going to show you the money. I'll show you all that. I'm going back to my corner.
Yeah.
I'm going back to my shell. And so that's what happens. So now everything a man does is tied to money.
Yeah.
Tied to money. I can get a girl and she don't know who I am.
Yeah.
She don't know nothing about me.
Pull up in a Beamer.
And you in there. So
I'm living in a box.
Okay, so you know what? And let's be transparent. I learned that early on. Some women didn't even know my real name. And never took the time to find out.
Right.
Didn't care at first. It wasn't until 6-7 months in, it's like, oh, wait, who? Too late. Gotcha. I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I play the numbers. I'll play the numbers game.
Yeah. That's what you got to, I mean, I hate to say it, but that's what you got to do sometimes.
So, but what happened is it made me a predator. Conquest.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you better.
You don't care about me. I don't really care about you. I got a goal in mind.
Right.
And we wonder why we're starting to see these issues with dating, with relationships, with the concept of love.
Yeah.
How you love somebody you don't know?
Lack of emotional intimacy.
There's no emotional intimacy because you don't know that person.
Right.
You got the bag, though. He got you the bag, but you don't know this nigga's middle name.
Everybody afraid to be vulnerable.
No, because I can't be vulnerable because the minute I open up, she gone.
Right.
If I don't show her the money, she gone.
Right.
Because
the minute you don't show her the money, she won't even.
She's not going to entertain it. Yeah.
Right.
So if I try to, and I can't bait and switch, I'm a ball out, Then I'm gonna try to get me in there. Give it an old switcheroo 6 months later. Like, that's crazy. Because, and we, like I said, we wonder why our society and our culture is dying when it comes to the concept of love. This goes back to these things. So again, I'm gonna bring it all back full circle. So as we do all that, now we're talking about venting. I can't even vent to who?
Yeah.
Vent to who? So then, so that's where we are. So then, like this, as I was reading those responses earlier. Some dudes are, the concept of therapy is becoming more and more
accepted.
Yes, good word. Yeah, for a lot of Black men, we trying it. I tried it too. We trying it. It's helping. You know, if you do have people in your circle, your family, and then look at that, like how many people got good people in their circle.
Yeah.
Family members will do you the same way. They'll dog you, do the same way.
Right.
Throw stuff back in your face. Because
Mhm.
again, that's a whole nother conversation for another time. But
Yeah.
if you're the alpha male in your family, you're taking care of your whole family, probably.
Right.
So who you going to vent to? You taking care of that person.
Mhm.
And I'll be honest, even if they're adults, that's like venting to your child.
Yeah.
If you taking care of that person, which again, think about most black men are deemed as successful. What ends up happening, they have to turn back and take care of their whole family. It's hard to go back and vent to them.
Mhm.
They don't understand your situation because you're taking care of them.
Right.
But what happens is they start to, again, you get thrown back at you later or something. Let you not be able to provide something, they throw that back in your face.
Mhm.
So you can't go back to them if your family whack.
Right.
Your boys, you know, they in the same boat you are most of the time. They trying to.
Right.
Well, when you do, it's mad awkward. It's mad awkward. So brothers got the weed.
Mhm.
Brothers, you know, some dudes is trying, they
Mhm.
might have a good girl hold them down. But it was just interesting to see that range, you know?
Mhm. But also we shouldn't totally get down on and I shouldn't be saying this, but we probably shouldn't be totally getting down on the weed, because I know that there are people that like use that to actually like open up to people. And
But I don't think we're getting down on the weed. I don't think that's a down thing. I'm just saying, like, the range of options, you know?
I'm okay with weed.
yeah,
Yeah, I
am
mean,
too.
I don't think it's a problem. Just saying, like, some people they're finding different ways to do it, you know?
Mhm.
Mm,
Look, we all know we come from way worse than weed.
facts.
You
Yeah.
know, like cats was out here doing all kinds of stuff, drinking,
Yeah.
heavy alcoholism and all drug abuse, all kinds of stuff to
Mhm.
try to cope and deal with this stuff, trying to vent.
Absolutely.
So if it's responsibly, you know, like it's available for people. Some people that may actually help. Some people
Mhm.
really do have severe mental health issues where it may be a great option for them, you know.
Absolutely.
So nah, I don't think it's down. I think if nothing else, just the fact that we're trying to find options. We're
Mhm.
trying to find what works for us. That's a good thing, you know. Um, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people try to be crazy, especially men. And sometimes I don't even think they realize what they're doing. I think they just out here trying. And I think they end up stumbling upon something that works for them. You know, like I see a lot of dudes out here, you know, they got pets.
Yeah.
And it may not be venting in a traditional standpoint, but it almost becomes like a therapeutic experience, a companion and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, you know, like as we talk about venting, venting doesn't always have to be verbal.
Right.
You know, sometimes spending time is venting.
Yeah.
You know, that can be a way to release
Mhm.
and a way to open up and relax. So like quality time, I think about quality time.
Yeah.
You know, situations like that. There's sometimes like even my wife, sometimes we don't have to speak, we just be in the same room.
Right.
And I'll feel amazing about it.
Nothing has to be said.
Nothing really to say, oh, we can just be doing something like chilling, watching. Or sometimes she'll be sitting there on
I'm
the
taking
computer
a
getting some
nap.
work. Yeah. And it's just an amazing time. And that's just what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be so happy. Sometimes my daughters, I'd be chilling. That's all I needed right now. So I
Right.
didn't have to say a word, but I got what I needed out of the situation, you know? And so that's why I think a lot of brothers are starting to become open to those kinds of things. And because what that helps build bonds for later when it does have to be verbal,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But we have to grow and foster that whole, it's relationship building.
Yeah.
That's what it is, you know. how can you vent to someone, even as I'm thinking this out through right now, like how do you vent to someone you don't really know? How do you vent to someone you don't trust?
Right. How do you vent to someone that you don't talk to on the regular?
Yeah. I can't,
How
some
can you
people.
build a relationship
Exactly.
without
That's what I'm
any
saying.
of that stuff?
How we got to get there first.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So we walking around with all these people you don't even really know, and you taking care and providing and doing all this stuff for them, but you not get, it's not getting reciprocate. Damn. What a,
Right.
I'm tired, y'all. So I know I just said something horribly wrong.
No, but you're right. It needs to be
It's all
reciprocated.
good.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
How does that work? So for a man, and I think, again, I think we're starting to realize, we're starting to learn that is very important for a man.
Mm-hmm.
I think in years past, everybody just assumed that we were tough enough and we were hard enough, like that we really didn't need to build relationships. But no, we're human. And I think that's just a human need, a basic human need. And we need it too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. So,
also, I think that, and if you're listening to this and you don't vent to somebody, I want you to please do this for me. I want you to start keeping a journal for yourself. And I want you to just start writing stuff down. So start doing like a daily journal and be like, and like, just talk about how you feel, talk about your day, talk about anything and everything. Because I know that because if you don't talk to someone or you don't get those feelings or thoughts out, it's going to consume you and you're going to self-destruct. So I want you to please like start keeping a journal for yourself, just to keep yourself on track, just to keep yourself sane. Like, I think it would be very helpful for you, for anybody, if you're not able to vent to anybody.
That and yoga is very helpful too.
Absolutely.
Yoga helps with depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
It's a great way to release.
Isn't it? Mm-hmm. And if you need to, Black Men Yoga Sundays 8.
Plugs.
Got a whole group for that too. No, but these are a lot of these outlets. I mean, I'm finding, like you said, like the writing, the journaling, podcasting.
Absolutely.
All these outlets, all this stuff ain't nothing but it's just kind of getting it off.
Right.
In various different outlets. Like, so don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to be creative. I think it's another thing. It may not be a traditional way that everyone else does it. Cool. If it worked for you, it worked for you.
Right.
As long as you're not destroying your body, killing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you know.
Also, don't forget the important thing. There's not a substitute for going to see a therapist. There's nothing wrong with talking to a therapist. Mental health is very important.
Yeah. A trained professional.
Not
therapist.
Pookie from around the corner.
Not Pookie from not Shanique, with the loud mouth. I mean, for real, because like that's an important thing. And I'll even suggest too, it may not be, but find a therapist that is going to understand you, your culture, your background. So again, if you need a Black therapist, get a Black therapist. Like,
I got one, and she's the best.
Yeah. So let's just call it what it is. Like, because you need, like I said, there's differences. There's differences. Just like in most things, you try to talk to somebody who has no idea what you're going through, who has no idea about your culture. So you're talking about things they can't fathom it. Like, it's the same thing with a therapist too. Because there are some bad ones out there, and I know no one has that conversation. There are some bad ones, and because it may not be a good fit for you. So take the time and actually build a relationship with your therapist, you know?
Right. Do your research.
Yeah, that's okay too. But as long as you're trying, keep trying. If something hasn't worked, don't be discouraged.
Right.
Keep trying, you know?
Trust. Yeah. And if one thing isn't working, try something else. Don't be afraid to try something else, I should say.
Yeah. And for everyone else, let's say, okay, that's for everyone else, if you're watching or listening, you have to be open and be patient and be available for Black men to vent. Let's say
Absolutely.
if you want to be that person, if you want to be that friend, that loved one, that takes effort too. Absolutely. You know, that person, be the person that they can trust. Be an active listener. Pay attention. You know, don't be dismissive of anything they say. Even if you don't agree with it, don't dismiss it. You know, That's okay if you don't agree. It may not be something you do. What's the one thing you over here? That wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be doing all that. Fine, that's you. That's not them. Don't project your thoughts, your feelings, your reactions to like their life situation. Don't project that back on them. Venting is allowing to be open. You have to give that space, you know, but don't be closed. If you are, it's not going to work. And then they're just going to shut down and then they're not going to come back to you. You know,
I can say, you know, they're not talking to you anymore.
And who you think they're going to talk to?
Keisha from around the corner?
Or Pookie from down the street.
Yep. And Shaniqua from around the corner probably make a plate too.
Well, I said Keisha, but all right.
Oh, Keisha probably got that good too.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but you want to be honest, like, and then women ask, like, what she got, what she do? She ugly, but you know what? She probably listened.
Or she got that sloppy toppy. I'm just saying.
And she probably listened too.
Yeah, but still, she's doing
something. Is he going
that.
there to listen, or is he going for the sloppy top? I mean,
both.
Go for one, and you get the other.
That's what I'm saying. You get a double play out the deal. Oh man. Hey, look. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying.
No, but like that's really what happens.
Sometimes, yeah. Like,
well, you know what would make it better? Communication. Communicate to your partner what you need, what you expect. It's all like my therapist said, you need to express yourself in the beginning. Tell people what you're looking for. Put it out there on the table. Tell them what's your expectations. This is what I want. This is what I need. Boom, boom, boom. Women do it. Why can't men do it too?
Because that goes back to the venting. No. Think about it. That goes
but also I think it goes to even deeper than that. We don't know what we want. Like when I first started dating, like when you go on a first date, what's the question that you get? Oh, so what are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Oh, that's a totally different. That's to me. That's why it's a stupid ass question. But
listen, I don't think that's a stupid question because I don't know what you're looking for. You could be, as a person who asks that question a lot because I don't know, it's how are you supposed to know if y'all are on the same page? What should I say? Are you looking for a relationship? Like, what can I say in that?
Yeah. No. You're right. You're right. I'm thinking about it from a standpoint of like, sometimes, you're clear about that. But sometimes that question gets asked and it's an open-ended question.
Right. Because when I first started dating, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I'm just here
well, my thing is
what's like.
Yes, because I don't know you yet.
So you can't say that you're looking for.
I can say yes. I mean, yes.
Relationship.
Yeah, I can say I'm looking for.
Doesn't necessarily mean right now.
But that's the thing.
That's what you're looking for.
But also, I didn't know that I was looking for a relationship. I just knew that, hey, I want to start dating. Let's see let's see what's going out in these streets.
But I mean, you know what?
But I can't say that on a
You
first
can't
date.
say that. So
As
Yes.
a 30-something-year-old woman, okay, I just feel like, to me, if you're out there dating, right, we're out there looking for a relationship. We're not looking for fun or see what's out here in these streets. I'm not an experiment. I need to
But-
know we on the
No, but
same
see-
page here.
But see, that's the thing. We're not. I'm like, as a man, I'm not allowed to not know what I want.
exactly.
No, you cannot know what you want, what you don't
But-
want. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know.
That's
I
what
mean,
I
you can
do,
say,
but
no,
also
you cannot
but
know,
also,
but
I could not know. But also, you could be like, if you don't know what you want, I know what I want. Why am I still here?
exactly.
Right.
No, you
Because
cannot
to me,
know,
I just
but
feel like, as a person who's on the other side,
Mhm.
like, you cannot know what you want, but make that clear in the beginning, because I may not be on the same path as you. Like, you're on a journey for something. I may not be on that page, so don't waste my time. That's just how I feel. So if you know
Right.
what you want, like, if you're saying to me, boom, I'm just looking for somebody, I'm just looking to date, see what's out here. Great. That's what we're all in it for. But if you're not looking for something serious,
Mhm.
then I just feel like, what's the point? I don't know. I could be wrong. That's my opinion.
No, but-
everybody can come for me. It's okay. We are all
No, but
entitled
you're
to our own
absolutely right.
opinion.
I
You're
think
absolutely right.
I think they come for us, if anything. I think
Right.
women think like that. And I think sometimes we're just not. I mean, it's not that we're trying to be deceitful. Sometimes we just don't know,
Right.
or we can't say that part though. Like you said, that
Yeah.
we can't say that. Like, let a man say, "I'm not sure, but I'm trying to figure it out."
But
Now,
you can say that though. Let me
you
tell
can-
you, when I met this guy, right? I met this
Mhm.
guy on the day app,
Mhm.
and I said to him, like, he asked me what I was looking for. I told him. He said to me, I'm just looking for a friend with benefits, right? That's what he said. I respected him for being honest and telling me what he was looking for up front. And I said to him, well, I am not the one for you because we are not on the same page. Good luck to you on your journey. You know what he said? Well, maybe I can change my mind. Nah, fam. See, I feel like if you're honest from the go, like, did you ever try being honest? Because maybe women will accept the honesty. You never know. Us 2021 women is not built the same as how we was back in the day. You know, we're a little stronger. We've been manifesting, you know, we have more open minds. We in therapy. Try it. You never know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right.
But the thing is, you're absolutely right. You're saying, like, I even think about dude, like, he's allowed to feel that way, and you're allowed to feel that way. But also, if in the time we're dating, I actually figure out that, oh, hey, this is amazing. I love being in this relationship. And I tell you that, and you're not ready for that. What am I supposed to do?
We can go on this all day. Or the reverse of that. What if we've been dating and I realize I don't want to do this anymore? And you
Then
say
you're
that.
Then you're gonna be.
Well, how long did it take you to realize? After you hit it like a few times?
No, wait.
Or-
See, that's the thing.
We don't even have to get there.
No. What if there's no time frame to that? What if something happens and life changes and you grow away, you grow apart from each other? That could be 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years,
or a week.
Or a week. And I realized, yo, this ain't it, fam.
But some women have goals. Like, here's a great example. My uncle, God, he married a demon spawn, but demon spawn wasn't honest about what she wanted up front. I felt like if she had told my uncle from the jump, listen, my ultimate goal is to be married. At the end of this, I want to get married in 2 years of us being together in a relationship. She should have been honest. Instead, she waited. She waited past 2 years. And then the demon spawn said, okay, this is it. We've been together for 5 years. It's either you put a ring on my finger or you get out of my house and leave me alone. I feel like if she had said that what she was looking for from the jump and was honest, you know what I'm saying? Then that person can make a decision if this is what I want or this is not what I want. Like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm open to your idea of marriage. Let's see where it goes. Because sometimes people are understanding. They're like, okay, I mean, you got to get to know a person before you decide if this is a person that you want to spend the rest of your life with. But to me, if you're like, I'm not really looking for someone to be serious with anytime soon, to me, it's just like, okay, well, you know what? I ain't got time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that makes sense, but I
Yeah.
think that's not every situation. Maybe it's
Right.
not every scenario, you
Yeah.
know. Or like I
Right.
said, what?
Like you can, I. So I went on a. Let me be a little bit more vulnerable. I went on a date with a girl, and what we were planning to do, we planned on going to an arcade, and once we met up, we we literally stood in front of the arcade and just talked for like the next 2 hours. And I think I feel like with I don't know if that's something that like that's just very important. Like talking to someone, like getting to know somebody like that. I think that's a very important to me. And I just think I think that was a great date because we got to talk for a while and just get to know each other. Like we forgot that we even wanted to go to the arcade.
Well, I think that goes along the part of the whole. That's supposed to be the whole part of the phase.
Right.
Remember, these people call it used to call it the talking phase,
Right.
getting to know
We're just
somebody.
talking.
We
Man.
just talking, but that's part of it. I gotta get to know you a little bit.
But
Sometimes,
also, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, but I mean, like sometimes it may not be sure, it may not be there yet.
Hmm.
Sometimes it grows, it develops.
Yeah.
You know, people start off as friends. If
Hmm.
you told somebody state your intentions the first time, like that might diminish anything that could possibly happen later. You
Right.
know, or like yes, it's the ultimate goal, maybe, or sometimes maybe it isn't. Hey, it isn't. But I
Right.
think that goes along with the whole putting it all together thing.
Hmm.
You know, I think sometimes we rush to some of those buzz questions without getting a sense of some of the other things that may be important as well. You
Right.
know, like,
Like imagine the person you're dating's best friend being all like, all right, what are your intentions for my daughter?
but that's what
And
I do
happens.
that
like,
all the time with my friends, man. So I always do that. I
And that's
want to
the
know what their intentions are so
and
I
that's
can
the
break
right.
their
easiest
legs.
and that's the
And
easiest
then
question. That's the
but
easiest question to
then
lie to. But okay.
see, that's
You
the
know
thing.
what?
That's
Kenneth,
the
don't
thing
even.
though.
I'll break your legs.
Okay, no, no. You want to keep it 100? Like let's keep it here.
But also that's what happens. You 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 could you could lie your way through it. You could say, I don't know. And she could be like, oh no, this guy doesn't know what
That's
he
a turn
wants.
off. Or no, let's talk about as we get older. Yo,
Mm-hmm.
I'm weighing my options. I got two in a possible right now, but I don't really
Oh,
know about them.
hell no.
But that's date. But what is that not dating?
It is dating,
But
but
why do we expect the person we just met to be completely single and not have anybody around?
Mm.
right.
But those two in the possible, I don't really know about them. I don't really,
Right.
they around. One got the
Mm-hmm.
sloppy toppy, the other one she cool. But I don't really see that, But I'm a man still,
Right.
But I'm trying to figure it out.
Right.
I can't date multiple people at the same time.
Yeah, me
Somebody
neither.
going to not get enough attention,
Me neither.
and it's
Yeah, I
just,
can't. I can't
I
do it.
can't
I've
do it.
realized. I've realized that about myself.
Right? I can't do it.
It's too much work.
It
Like,
is.
how am I supposed to keep one person happy over here, and they maybe provide these needs, and then on this other side, oh, this other girl provides these needs,
Ooh,
but
so
also I gotta juggle them, and I'm not good at juggling.
let me ask a question. What's the difference between dating and committed relationship at that point?
Okay,
Oh, no.
committed committed relationship is uh hey, I'm dating this person. I'm very invested into this relationship, and I want to see where this goes because I can see a future with you, and I also I really like you. I may even love you.
But aren't you doing that from jump anyway? You're not dating anyone else. So you're kind of already doing that from jump. So at that point, this becomes titles and progression.
Right.
It's funny
That's
that
a
you
good point.
say that. Now you're gonna give me something to think about. Because I am in that exact situation right now. And I'm just like, you know what?
Like, I think sometimes we take those concepts too hard. Like, you may have people you communicate, you may have friends. That's what dating is about.
Yeah.
You date to figure out who you want to be committed to, right?
Right.
But here's the thing about dating, right? You're
Mhm.
talking to someone, well, in the talking stage. Some people in their talking stage are also having sex with that person. I'm sorry, I don't want to share.
But okay, but in that sense,
I mean, I'm probably sharing, but I don't want to share.
right. Okay, let me say this. Especially with me, I can't be there. I can't do that because in this era of like the talking stage, I really want to get to know you because if I feel comfortable with you, then maybe that could happen. Like, but also like I think about like, but what if this doesn't work? Like, what if we're only able to talk? What if we aren't compatible in other ways? Because like I said, I like talking, but also maybe this person actually doesn't like talking. They're just entertaining conversation and they like doing other stuff.
And that person would just be a friend with benefits.
But then how long does it take you to figure these things out?
Yeah.
Right. Because you can usually tell if you don't have a connection with someone.
Right.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Or sometimes you may think you have a connection, but the more you learn about them, the more you're not attracted.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes
because I used to be a person who jumped into relationships without even taking the time to get to know a person and just ignore the red flags.
mm-hmm.
I've noticed that now as I take my time and get to know people, I really find there's a lot of things that I just do not like. And I just be like, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why this whole dating phase, it may be a good ground, like a period to figure these things out.
Yeah,
Right.
but I mean, you can do the dating phase. It's just that establishing what your goal is to get out of this.
Yeah, I think sometimes it can be abused. I can see how easily it can be abused. Right.
Yeah. But like today, I feel like especially with dating, like the talking phase, it's either it doesn't exist or like it becomes a you up text.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because that's what we put it.
Right. And they're in that way, like it's either oh, we don't talk enough, or hey, you talk too much, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Or you only just want to have sex with me. And like there's like mostly today, there's no in between. And you're not able to find an in between.
Yeah, so that's where you had to establish that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll tell you another thing that may distinguish it. I ask both of y'all. At what point do you start making financial contributions to that situation?
I'm sorry, what?
At what point do you start putting up some money for that situation? For example, will you spend significant money on the girl you're just dating? Like, let's say she need a bill paid. Same thing, Yendi. Would you loan some money to somebody you just dating?
What?
If I see a future.
Okay.
I've done that before.
If I see a future, if I see a real future with them,
then at that point,
yeah.
would you have not already taken the next step to be in a committed relationship?
You know what? Don't even get me started, because it's just gonna make me go into down this rabbit hole.
But that's what I'm saying. There may be some grace, some wiggle room to some of that. That's all I'm saying.
But also, in that situation, what if you don't have it?
Then would you get that same grace and understanding from that person? Hence, this is why I'm a believer in a little bit of wiggle room. You need some space to figure that out. Right. What if that situation comes up and you dating her and she's like, "Oh, you broke," and you thought it was going somewhere, but now you just saw a totally new side.
That was young me in my 20s. But I was like 20 in my defense. But that did happen, where it was like the one guy didn't have money, but the other guy did have money, and I was just like, "Oh, hey, listen."
See. What a man provides.
You gotta.
But sometimes women, I can't speak for all women. I just know from conversations that I have with some people, sometimes women want someone who can match them.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's a good thing. I think sometimes we just
it's totally fine.
I think that part has just been solely emphasized on so much. Like I said, there's no balance with it. You don't get to know the man. It's all about what they can do. Yeah. But it's like, there can be both. Yeah. There can be both. You can know who he is and what he can do, and that may make the deal sweeter. We get so focused on that other side. And I get it. You need security out here. I think that is a real thing. Like, you need to know what he's capable of. Can he be a provider? Can he be a leader in the family? You know, can he manage these situations? I think that's a real thing you need to know. Right. You also got to know is, okay, he might make bread, but is he emotionally stable? Can he actually handle some of these situations? Right. You know, like, how does he act? And like, does he rise to the occasion? Does he fall apart? You know, insecurities, all kinds of stuff you just may need to know about this person. But if you're so focused on the bread, sometimes it's like in sports. When you win in, all the little stuff and the bickering and stuff gets swept under the rug because you win it. Right. But it's not until you start losing where all the truth starts to come out and all the locker room issues get revealed and all that stuff. You know, but you could address that while you was winning too. Right. So,
because if it doesn't get addressed, next thing you know, you're fighting in the locker room and you get kicked off the team.
Yeah, and now you got other issues, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like everything is sweet when you on top, when you win it. No one wants to look at this stuff when you think they winning, when you think everything is sweet. I think that's what happens with a lot of men sometimes. They on paper, they look like they ball and they look like everything is good. And men have done a good job about projecting that now. If I look like everything is sweet, I look like I'm on top, I look like I'm straight, nobody's going to bother the other side of me. You know?
Until you make it.
Yeah. Or at least I look like I'm making it. It look like it's sweet on the outside, but then that problem is that may not come till a couple years down the road with somebody. You may not start to see them things till later. I had a friend who, like, everything was sweet, and then he lost a job, and then he started to fall apart. And the things that she thought she knew about him, she thought how he was going to handle it, it wasn't like that because she didn't know him for real. Or some people have real mental health issues. They can mask it for a little bit. Right. They can kind of hide it for them couple dates. You don't spend too much time with them. You committed to that person. You having sex with that person. And then now you start to see the real issues. But that time you in love. Right. So I know we could talk about this stuff all day. We can go on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all got anything else to say about that. I'm over here. Okay. I got that eBay auction back. Oh, right.
You know what I will say? And I learned this from an old youth pastor that actually you and me know. Nosce te ipsum.
What that mean?
Know thyself.
Okay. All right. So yeah. That's what's up. Let's end there. And then we'll save all the Bobs and Karen stuff. We'll do that next week. I think at this point, 3 years. Good conversation. That's how we're going to keep it going, y'all. So Community Coalition Show. Y'all know where to check us out. CommunityCoalitionShow.com. All the streaming platforms brought to you by the Black Squirrel Media Network. So check us out, y'all.
Before we do that, Yendi, where can they find you?
I was like, what?
Wow.
On the Insta of the grams.
Yeah. So
hold on. I couldn't remember my Instagram name, but next time. I'm sorry.
Pretty_broke and fierce.
Thank you.
And I'll start tagging too. We'll start putting that out. You know, I gotta do I guess I have to do a whole press release now, you know.
Yeah.
We'll do the whole tour. Okay. But yeah, we out, y'all. Let's go. That's all I got, y'all.
Y'all know where to find us.
Yep. Till next week, y'all. Yeah, we out. Peace.